Hey everyone, good morning. It's Rachel. So I told you I would do a quick review on these Cbond adhesive seals is what they're called. So right now I'm using these because my tops are way too big. My bottoms are even bigger, which is why I'm not wearing them. But I'm not allowed to use adhesive yet. So my dentist had recommended these. He felt comfortable with me using these. Now, I'm going to give you the good and the bad, positive and negative, in my opinion. This is my opinion only. And then show you the product and how I use it. So the good of it is, obviously, without these, I'm grateful for these right now, because without this product, I don't know how I would be keeping these in my mouth. He doesn't want me using adhesive yet because my pockets, where they pulled all the teeth, still are not healed enough yet. They were pretty deep, some of them. And he just doesn't want me to have to be scraping that stuff out of them yet. Because he said, you're going to have to scrape pretty hard if you get adhesive in those pockets. To use like a Fix-A-Dent or a Secure or something like that. So he recommended these. So I'm grateful for them because they do keep them in my mouth. I can eat and drink with them in, although eating with this upper denture has been quite the journey. There are times that I just pop it out to eat if it's soft food because it's easier if I'm at home. Not that I should be doing that. I should be teaching myself to eat with it, but it's challenging and tricky without the bottoms and after the adjustment, so I have been popping it out some to eat. So I can, drink hot beverages, cold beverages with it. So that's the positive. Like, they're staying in my mouth. I'm not getting adhesive in the pockets. They weren't that expensive. I mean, I think it was like, I don't want to give you an exact price because I forget. But it was under $10 for like this box. And you get 15 uppers, 15 lowers. So, I mean, from a cost standpoint, it wasn't horrible. I would say the negatives with it are this. For me, for it to last all day long. Like, I put them in at 8 and it lasts till 8 at night. I have to use 2. So I put one in the morning, and then it starts to get to the place where it will start to slide a little bit. Like right now I have a good hold, but the hold will start to loosen throughout the day as I drink things or eat things. It will loosen a little bit. So typically midday I have to do a second one. So that's a negative for me. I think if I had adhesive and maybe powder, if I was to that point yet, it would stay all day. I could eat, drink, and not think anything about it. So there's that. Then also it is a little bit time consuming, more so than just a Fix-A-Dent or whatever it would be. And it changes how your dentures fit. So you can tell I look a little bit more like, reminds me of Cindy Lou Who, fitting for the time of year, where this is sticking back out again. And I think it's just because with these wafers, it adds padding and it adds texture within the denture. So it's pushing it lower and it's pushing it forward, if that makes sense. So your teeth look a little different with them. Not a ton, but it does feel different when they're in, how my teeth fit. But like I said, right now my hands are kind of tied because this is what my dentist said, and I'm trying to really follow his instructions so that I don't go back and he's like, hey, what did you do to them? Or you're not healing now, or you have this massive issue to deal with. What did you do? So I'm trying to avoid that. So here's a little bit about the product. Here is what a wafer or an adhesive seal would look like when you pull it out of the package. You put the pink side on your denture, white side up. I spray it with a spray bottle. I mist it so that it's wet, and then I stick it up in my mouth. Now, obviously, that is not going to fit my tiny mouth. So I have to do a little craft project and cut it the best that I can into a smaller shape that's going to somewhat go into my denture. Not that that goes perfectly, but it kind of works. And then this is what the lower looks like. Now, I would say this. From what I've heard about lowers, obviously I can't wear mine yet. But from what I've heard about the lowers, I don't know how these would work for lowers. They might work really well for some people. I think for me, because everything is big on me and they're still trying to fit it, I don't know that those would work for the lower. I think my lowers would probably, they're going to need something way stronger once I'm allowed to even wear them. Right now I'm not even allowed to. They haven't even shaved them down to try to get them in my mouth yet. So that's kind of my review with these. If you need a first step and you're like, I don't want to do adhesive yet, I don't feel like I'm ready for that yet, and they come out very easily. I just get some warm salt water, swish it in my mouth, and it pulls right out. But like I said, there's pros to these and there's cons. The pro is that it does help them stay in. The con is that I just think it's probably not as strong as now I have not tried any of the adhesives yet. So this is a review based solely on this because this is the only thing I've tried yet. I'm only about 3 weeks in today from my surgery. But I am grateful for them though, because without them, I don't know how I would keep anything, how I'd even keep my uppers in my mouth right now. They're too big even after they took a lot off and try to, shave them down and things like that. So that is my review on the C-Bond adhesive seals. They are good, I would say, temporarily. Now, some people use them, love them, and they've used them for 20 years. I just think, for me personally, I'm going to need something stronger. You may not. You may try them and be like, nope, for me, this is a great hold. I obviously, I'm not in my house a lot where I'm just at home eating, or I'm at home that if it starts to slip, like, oh, no big deal. Now, I do bring a whole little kit with me when I use these, because if I have to replace one, I want to be able to replace that at work or at the store or wherever I'm at. But those are kind of the pros and cons of it, I would say. But if you need a starting base that could work for you, that's kind of what they recommended to me to use as a starting point. But yeah, that's my review on my experience of these C-Bond wafers. I've been using them for about 5 days now, and that's kind of my take on it. It works, but it's not gonna give you, for me, it doesn't give me all day. If I want all day, I've got to switch midday, and then I can get all day out of it, which obviously in the long run would get really costly. So I will be happy when hopefully I go back in January and he says, okay, pockets are closed and healed up enough, you can start to use some adhesive, because I think that would just give me a better seal, it would fit tighter, and I wouldn't have to switch it midday more than likely. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It does, and they even change your speech a little bit. Now, the other pro I forgot, sorry, this video is going long, is it is kind of cushiony. So if you have ulcers or sores in your mouth, which I do right now, that is one thing that is nice. It does kind of like cushion that area so the denture isn't sitting and rubbing straight on it. So that's another pro right now. But like I said, long term, I don't think I'll be using these. I mean, I'll keep you guys posted as I try different things. People I've talked to and channels I've watched, people are like, listen, it is a process until you find you're one. You're one that's like, for me, this is perfect. And what's perfect for one person may not be for another person. So you have to really just try different ones and see what works for you. But I did want to keep you guys posted because I had a couple people ask, well, how are you keeping them in your mouth if they've gotten big even with him shaving them down? And I mentioned these and said, I'll give you more of a review, and then I forgot to do it. So when I put them in this morning, I was like, I'm going to sit down real quick and hit record. So that is my review on these adhesive seals. For me, I would say they are a great first step. I don't think they're going to be a long-term step, but you can try them out for yourself and see. I kind of explained how they work. Thank you for all the kindness, all the kind words. You guys have been so amazing. All the likes and shares and subscribes. I just appreciate you guys so much. And I love being able to help you on this journey as we're navigating this together. There's a whole group of us that just got this done all around the same time, that we've been able to share information with each other and share tips with each other. And so it's been really great. But I hope you guys have a great Tuesday, and I will talk to you later.